Peripheral Vision Turnover. In continuing my dream pop journey, this is another album that has come across my literal and metaphorical desk. I learned that this year is the 10-year anniversary of this album, and I listened to it, and it's interesting to me because the album in itself is quite sad, but it's wrapped with a happy layer. It's very poppy sounding. It's very happy sounding. Feels like a lot of major chords are utilized in there. The environment of it is very much like drawn a little bit of dream pop, a little bit of new wave, a little bit. Basically, it's giving off a happy aura or happy aesthetic, and on the inside, it's anything but that. There's lyrics here about breaking up with, missing somebody, general anxiety, depression, suicide, and it gets into a pretty dark place while wrapping itself up with really breezy riffs and just some pop music-esque singing. Just like a lot of dream pop I've listened to, I have to have the lyrics up when I'm listening to it, but when I do have the lyrics up and I'm reading them through them, I find myself understanding of why this album is the way it is, because people do get anxious, do get depressed. Maybe they're not achieving their goals, or maybe they just feel like they're stuck in a rut. And this feels like a very cathartic way to do that without going too deep into the rabbit hole of depression, and rather not too deep in the rabbit hole, but really deep into the dark side of musical production. And I found myself listening to not only this album, but the album that comes after it. I think it's called Good Nature, I want to say. I could be wrong on that, which is a much more positive album. But this is the one that I think, and I know this is their most commercially successful album. And I think they're going on tour for it. If they're coming near where I am, then hopefully I can get some tickets, because I do want to see this album perform live, especially Cut My Head. I think that's my favorite song on the album. In general, I want to say that I want to continue learning more about Turnover. I know their first album is punk. Maybe some of you all that see this video, put in the comments what you think about Turnover's progression. I would love to hear about it, and also get Rex as I continue diving into their discography. I've just been very heavily on those two albums. But in general, I think that a big part of why I enjoy this album is that it feels very relatable, and it helps me understand that, hey, even if things are in a really bad place, one thing that can help is to try to, and I know this is easier said than it looks, but trying to be optimistic and trying to find a silver lining in it, and one day it will get better. I'd like to quote one of my favorite TV shows, BoJack Horseman, on this. In the season 2 finale, I want to say, there's a jogging orangutan. Yes, I know, sounds crazy, but if you watch the show, you understand. And he tells BoJack, it gets easier every day. You got to do it every day, but it does get easier. I paraphrase it a little bit, but generally that's how I feel about this album. Whereas if there's, even in the darkest of times, or even in the worst state of mental health, there can be a silver lining and a positive spin to it. It's just a matter of trying to find it. And it's, again, easier said than done. But I think that's my biggest takeaway from this album. Peripheral Vision Turnover.